Hey YouTube, Sam Frank here. This week's episode of Hobby Talk, I wanted to talk about PSA. There's actually a couple things about PSA that happened this past week. The first thing, and probably the one most people care about, is that PSA started another brand new quarterly special. I don't know if they're actually quarterly specials, but a new grading special. Back in the old days, they used to do quarterly specials, but now I think they just do them every now and then to drum up some submissions. And this one is really cool. It's a modern sports card grading special. I believe it's cards from 1996 or newer. So, or it could be 99. Somewhere in the late 90s to modern to now. You can get them graded at $15 per card. And I believe you only have to have 10 cards in your order. And that's a pretty good deal. It's definitely the cheapest that they've had sports card grading for a very long time. Since, wow. I mean, even when before the big grading boom, ultra modern cards were creeping up to like $18, I think, to grade per card. So this is the definitely cheapest it's been to grade like modern sports cards for a long time. $15 per card. And I do think that it will continue to drop. So I think patience is definitely going to be rewarded in this situation, where if you just maybe wait another couple months, I would fully expect all. They've been kind of like they did the National at $18 per card as a special, and then before you knew it, everything was opened up to $18 per card for like bulk submissions. And then they did a TCG $15 grading special, and now that's gone back up to $18. And now the sports cards are down to the grading special for $15. So I would expect the next step will be everything is at $15, and then we'll start seeing more specials where it's probably, I bet you it drops down to $12 for the next special, if I was just going to take a guess. And I don't think that many people are sending in cards even at the $15 and $18 levels. I've sent a few in, but man, the card market, the graded card market is pretty saturated with so many cards being graded in the last few years. And there's just not that many cards that, with the card grade market being saturated, the prices, of course, have come way back down to where they should be. Probably still come down some more. Definitely market correction, and plus the economy's kind of down anyway. So there's just way fewer cards that make sense to get graded. Where before you could grade anything and make money on it, basically. Now you have to be pretty selective on which cards to send in. And PSA is trying to find that sweet spot. I don't think they found it yet. I think it's going to be, I think it's probably going to be about that $12 mark. Will probably be where they get a good amount of cards coming in and going out. They're not going to be able to get as many cards as their max output was. Like, they're at the peak, they are able to put out 1 million cards a month graded. There's no way they're getting that many cards in anymore. That was because they had the mountain backlog. And yeah, just there aren't that many people grading as many cards. So people are a lot more smarter on what to send in. I mean, I hate saying it even that way, because if you weren't losing money on grading cards, I mean, I guess you weren't. This doesn't mean that people were dumb grading cards during the boom. It was just that you could make money at it no matter what you graded, pretty much, because the graded card prices were crazy. But now things have gotten back closer to normal, and you have to be a lot more selective. which I've definitely been much more selective now, and I've gotten better at looking at my cards to see what to send in. So anyway, that's the first major thing. Was PSA has opened that sports card grading special at $15 per card, 10 card minimum. And I'm definitely going to look through some cards, and there are some cards that I dug up out of some boxes, and also that I opened from packs recently that I would like to get graded at that level. So I'll have a couple orders, probably not huge. I'm trying to keep my orders much smaller, just because, you know, it's less of a big hit all at once, you know. And there's really no incentive to not make orders smaller. Anyway, another PSA little thing that happened this past week was the PSA UK. I know we have some viewers from UK. I don't know if some of our viewers were using the Ludkins grading services, middleman services, but they are the next middleman service that has fallen victim to these changing times with the grading, and it's kind of gotten to be a mess. And I'm not taking sides on any sides here. I'm just saying middleman grading services are something I have never had any desire to use, because I have my own account with PSA. But if I didn't have an account with PSA, there's no way I would use middleman grading services. It's just too risky. I mean, we've seen already two major middleman services go down in flames, and made a huge mess for the people that sent their cards in through them to get graded. And yeah, those should be enough warning signs for a lot of people to stay away from that sort of thing. And if you want to get graded, if you want to grade your cards, just join PSA. You know, just start your own account and send them in yourself. It's not difficult to do. I could figure it out, and believe me, I'm not that savvy. So yeah, you might be able to get a couple dollars cheaper using a group submitter or these middleman services, but to me, it's just not worth it. I want to get my cards. I like to prepare my cards, look them over, send them in myself, and then get them straight back from PSA. No middleman involved. So I do feel for a lot of people, because during the big card grading boom, you couldn't even buy a membership to PSA because they were sold out. That's not a problem now. So back then, you kind of had to get middleman services to grade cards if you didn't have an account already. So I really feel for people that their cards are in limbo, and hope everything works out for everybody. It's just it's not good for the hobby overall when bad things happen. So that's the main things I want to talk about. There's some other things going on in sports card collecting and card collecting in general, that it's amazing how many different crazy stuff happens every week. And I started this Hobby Talk series like coming up close to 2 years ago, and there has never been a shortage of topics to talk about. So this week's episode, hope you guys enjoy it. Please, this is a Hobby Talk episode, so it's only a Hobby Talk episode if you guys put your comments down below. So what do you guys think? Is PSA this new sports card grading special, is that something that you guys might want to use? Are you going to wait? Do you, well, a lot of people don't even bother with grading at all, which is fine. But if you do grade, what do you think the rates will get down to? because they're getting down pretty low. I think they're going to continue to drop down to 12. I bet you they'll be 12 um, before January 1st. I bet you there'll be a $12 grading, like a special or something. And also, what do you guys think of middleman grading services? Do you think, you know, despite these two major ones having problems, do you think it's safe to do that? Um, do you think it's worth it to get the cheaper rates? I'd love to hear your guys' input on that. So leave comments. Thank you for watching. Have a fun week. Be safe. Later.